Hi, my name is Nidhi Singh and I am a student of the Holistic Life program with Mr. Amar Chandel, G as we all call him. And today I have the honor of asking him a few questions on a very, very relevant and a very important topic. The very name of this disease actually sends a shiver down one's spine, and it is cancer. So, G has taught us over the years a lot about cancer. He has talked about it, he's written several books. One of it is a bestseller already, his book Perfect Health in 20 Weeks. And this subject has been discussed in all forums. But today I want the viewers here to hear him speak on this disease, which I do not think has not touched, has left anybody untouched. The way it is spreading, the way this disease is affecting people globally, and with even so much of medical science saying that they have progressed to conquer it, to find cures of cancer, we still find that it is only increasing. So I would very much like you, G, to tell us more about this disease in the way the holistic approach sees and takes it. What is cancer, first of all, in a layman's term, and what is your views, and what are your views as to why it is spreading in the rapid way it is?
Absolutely, you're right that the more the treatment is increasing, the more the incidence of cancer. Why? Because the entire focus is on curing it and not preventing it.
Right.
I should be talking completely in layman's terms. And the fact is that there's not a human being who doesn't have cancer cells. All of us have cancer cells.
Yeah.
And our body is very well equipped to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Constantly, it is getting rid of the cancer cells. But when we ruin the environment, when we destroy the environment, then it is difficult for the body to get rid of them, and then the cancer cells multiply and proliferate, and then we have the disease called cancer.
Right.
The lesser quantity of cancer cells is called cancer without disease.
Right.
But when they multiply to a certain level, then they become the cancer disease.
Yes.
There are some known causes. For example, smoking promotes cancer, we all know it.
Yes.
Alcohol does it. But exposure to chemicals does the same thing. These are the major culprits. But at the same time, there are many other culprits whom we totally forget. The kind of food that we eat.
Right.
That causes cancer. Lack of activity. The recent research is very clear on that. Obesity, that means the fat cells virtually have a direct one-on-one communication with the cancer cells. When you put on weight,
yes,
then the chances are that you will get more cancer.
Yeah. Okay.
Our tragedy is that we are not listening to even the advice about the major enemies.
Right.
We all know that smoking causes it. We don't stop. We all know about alcohol. We don't stop. So who is going to stop eating foods? Today's food choices and lifestyle choices are not on the basis of good or bad. It's a question of tasty or not tasty, convenient or not convenient, cheaper or not cheap. So, while our main focus should be on the major culprits here, we cannot ignore even the minor ones, because when it comes to killers, you can give a gun to a child, even he can shoot at you.
Right.
So the basic idea is to remove the gun, and that can be done by leading a decent lifestyle.
Right. So when you are saying that it is smoking and it is alcohol and it is, so it is not really external, and when we actually feel that it's a misfortune, it's destiny, it's stroke of bad luck, or it's hereditary that you've got cancer, you are saying that no, this is not true. We are actually our own culprits, and we have invited this disease. In fact, we are waiting for it to happen. as I can understand from what you are saying. We're just waiting for it to happen, and when it happens, because of the wrong lifestyle choices and the wrong food choices and the wrong decisions, and that's the time we actually understand what has hit us, and we then start blaming external factors, is what you're saying.
Exactly. See, even if there's a family history of cancer,
Yeah.
that is something you got as a ancestral property. You get some
Right.
good ancestral property, this is your bad ancestral property.
Right.
All you have to do is to be extraordinarily careful about the whole thing. You have to take extra steps to make sure that it doesn't develop. But somehow we have this fatalistic kind of approach that I have this family history, so come what may, I'm going to get it.
It's not going to be removed.
So why not enjoy life?
Exactly.
Our definition of enjoying life is very destructive actually.
Yeah.
We promote disease. We lend a helping hand to cancer. They are rogue cells.
Right.
It is our job to make sure that they are contained, they are limited. We do not give them the circumstances in which they can grow, but we just give up.
Right.
So even if you got a family history, you can still take care of it.
Completely preventable.
Totally preventable. If you don't have a family history, if you don't make mistakes, you can keep them under check. But even if you got it,
right,
at least you can slow down the progress.
You can retard its progress, and you can prolong your life.
Yeah. Because the cancer does not develop overnight.
Yeah.
It's a long disease. How fast it develops in your body would depend upon what kind of environment you create.
Yeah, so this environment that we need to keep our bodies in, it plays the pivotal role, plays the crucial role in actually not attracting cancer, as you said. And even if you attract cancer, as you said, cancer actually is in our bodies all the time. We just have to keep those cancer cells in control. We have to keep them to the minimalistic so that they are all the time under the control of the good cells, and we have to slow down their progress so that cancer cells do not overpower and ultimately destroy our body.
Yes, please. We have to talk about external factors here.
Yes.
And it is not only about the kind of food that you eat. It's also a question of stress.
Okay. Stress.
Yes.
As a contributor to cancer.
It's a major contributor.
Okay.
It's not properly studied, but the fact of the matter is that those cancer cells, they're lying in your body. If there's a major upheaval in your life, suddenly they get a chance to proliferate at that stage.
Multiply.
Some stresses cannot be avoided. There are some major tragedies which happen to everybody, but our difficulty is that we magnify even the small ones.
Right.
We constantly keep on thinking about the minor things that happen to us, and even minor problems make a very big shadow.
Yes.
And again, by doing that, you are promoting cancer.
So you are saying that since stress has increased in our modern day lives, and it's increased manifold compared to the very simple lifestyles we all used to lead earlier. So obesity and stress, according to G, has a major contribution in cancer, which I'm sure a lot of people are not aware, and it is very logical the way you make it sound. So if you feel that if we actually go down to basics and keep our life simple and keep our stress levels to minimal, and stress levels, G, are directly linked to your ambitions, are linked to your aspirations, which sometimes are very unrealistic in people. And I feel a lot of stress now comes from that, on the kind of lifestyle that we want to enjoy, whether it is in our hands or not. Do you think that is the reason that stress sometimes is absolutely unavoidable in today's day and age, because of our own understanding of how we want to lead a life?
Oh, that's very much true, because it's not just being ambition, it's a question of over ambition.
Right.
We do not realize the difference between what is achievable and what is beyond that certain stage.
Yes.
We do not know our place.
Right.
See, if you want to increase your income by 10% and you are totally focused on that, perfectly okay.
Yes.
But if tomorrow you want to become Warren Buffett, then
exactly,
that will cause you some tension. and
That's
always remember that this tension is going to be causing not only mental disturbance, but it will also lead to a problem like cancer.
right.
We have to associate those two things. Our difficulty is that the Western medicine is reductionist. It wants to pick up one single monster, one villain. We have to look at the overall picture. Whosoever is the contributor has to be systematically eliminated, and that is what the holistic program tries to do.
So this has been absolutely an eye-opening session for us, that it is smoking, alcohol, a large amount of meat, processed food, wrong food choices, and above all stress in the modern day life, which is actually the contributors to cancer being spread like it is spreading and affecting and touching almost every life. And to my understanding, G, these are things that we can easily take control of, and we should not wait for it to strike us, and then we should do something about it. But my question to you, G, is that basically medical science and its approach to treatment is basically based on chemotherapy and radiation. We say it's an internal condition of the body, and we are trying to give it such high doses of chemotherapy and radiation, which I can understand why the doctors are doing it, because one has to just save life, and this is their attitude. What do you have to say about the fact that the way you teach holistic lifestyle, and the do's and the don'ts that we have learned in the courses that we have done with you, if you were to compare it with the way medical science treats it and the way we treat it, do you think a mixture of both works? Do you think one is better than the other? About treatment, and to someone, if you were to give this advice to an afflicted patient for prolonging life or leading a better quality of life once he has cancer, what do you think you would be? What would be your views on this?
Again, it is the same problem here. The whole thing has been divided into two parts, either this or that. So the question of alternative medicine comes in. That is absolutely the wrong approach. We are talking about complementing each other.
Right.
Whatever you require from your chemo and radiation cannot be done by just changing your food. You cannot eat certain foods and get rid of your chemo and radiation. But while going through that, at the same time, you also make sure that your day-to-day life changes. The same chemo, same radiation, the same regimen will have a much better impact on your body if you are changing the environment. So we are not in a war between two. That will be very stupid. It will be like the Air Force and the Navy of a country fighting each other.
Correct.
Both have their own role to play. We have to work together, and when we work together, it becomes much easier for the body to take control. And there's so many minor things. Your doctor cannot take charge of all those things. For example, cancer cells proliferate when there is lack of oxygen in your body.
Oh, really? Okay.
So, while you are trying to get rid of them by medicine, at the same time, if you improve your breathing practice, if you breathe the right way, you are making sure that your cancer cells get at their weakest. That is why you must have seen that despite going through series of chemos and radiations, it comes back. Why does it come back? Because you cannot get rid of each one of them. Right. Even that one cell, if it is left inside, if the environment is again favorable, it will grow 2 to 4 to 8. It's a rogue cell. It doesn't know when to stop. All other cells know when it is time not to go any further. It doesn't want to stop.
So oxygenation is not good for cancer cells, and if you give your body increased doses of oxygen, you feel it has a negative impact on the growth of cancer cells.
Absolutely.
Right.
All these minor things, which are supposedly minor, they have an impact on your health. Anything that can improve the quality of your life matters. As we all know, chemo and radiation themselves leave a person totally sapped. Yes. They are in bad shape. There's no alternative to that. It has to be done. But all those problems can be greatly solved by leading the holistic way of life.
Yeah.
So we are supplementing each other.
Right. Thank you so much, G. And just before I let you go, my next question is that, and my last is that, uh, basically cancer attacks weak bodies. So immunity building and immunity strengthening is a very important part. And a person whose basic immunity levels are strong would not attract cancer as easily as somebody with weak immunity would do. So what are your tips, or what is your suggestion? How does one actually bolster one's immunity?
Every disease
Yes.
responds to the same few things.
Right.
Your eating, drinking,
Right.
breathing, physical activity, and getting rid of your stress. Take care of these, and you cannot just be doing good on one disease front, it is overall. That's
Right.
the beauty of it. The problem with the modern medicine or the chemical based medicine is that a medicine which is good for one disease may be promoting another disease. Yeah, you cure one, you are also curing 10 other diseases. So we attack them from all fronts.
Right. And these are the basic principles of the holistic program that I, and like me, hundreds and thousands of G's students have done. And we have gone on to discover much better lives today. For those, if I would like to summarize what he said, that things that probably people don't know, and that cancer is completely preventable. Cancer is an internal condition. It is not something that you attract from outside. And there are a lot of factors which actually can prevent, retard its growth if you have cancer. And in fact, if you follow the principles of holistic living, you might not even ever attract it. And some of them I would like to quickly summarize is that the major ones people all know about, but it's the minor ones that people should know. We all know that smoking is not good. We all know alcohol is not good. We also know processed food to some extent is not good, though the general public today is dependent on processed food. But other than that, the food that we eat, the breathing patterns, and the stress factors, all of that are very, very important to combat cancer. And we can actually very easily conquer this disease by a mixture of both, if you've got it through medical science and through the principles of holistic living. So thank you very much, G. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.